Indiana Jones was on a mission to find a golden statue in the Peruvian Amazon. He had been searching the jungle for over 3 days when he found the entrance to a cave. He followed down very long corridors, escaped a few traps, and finally arrived at a room filled with gold. He could see the golden statue and made a run for it. But there was a trap door on the floor. Indiana Jones fell into a dungeon that had nothing except for an empty bucket and 3 doors. The first door would lead him to a hungry mama bear and her cub. The second door would lead him to a 6-foot wall of fire. The last door would lead him to a lake filled with crocodiles. Which door should Indiana Jones use to escape? Let's see. He should definitely pick the second door. If he tried the first door, the mama bear would probably attack him, trying to protect her cub. And swimming in a lake with crocodiles is never a good idea. The best option would be to fill the bucket with lake water to fight off the wall of fire. It would take some work, but it's Indiana Jones. He can do anything. Back in England, Indiana Jones is resting in his office when another professor anxiously approaches him. The professor says Jones needs to exit the building as fast as he can because some bad guys are looking for him. The professor gives him a map of the building and says he has to enter every single room on the way out, but he can't let the students in the classrooms see him more than once. Take a look at the map the professor gave him. How can Indiana Jones follow the instructions precisely and get away safely? Let's see how this works. There are 2 important things to note here. First, his own office counts as room number 1 in the building. We know he has to exit in room 16. The first guess might be to follow a line from left to right, moving from room 1 to 2, 3, 4, and so on. But if he chose this path, he wouldn't go through rooms 13, 14, and 15. Alternatively, he could exit room 1 to room 2, then go back to room 1. Since he's the only person inside his office, this doesn't break any of the rules. Then, he could follow the path down to rooms 5, 9, and 13, and zigzag all the way to the exit in room 16. This way, he wouldn't let anyone see him more than once. Way to go, Indy! Barbara entered a coffee shop excited to drink her daily cappuccino. But when she went to pay, she realized she had forgotten her wallet. The barista, instead of getting mad, suggested another way out. If Barbara could win his game, he would give her the cappuccino for free. Barbara agreed. Okay, I'm going to tell you 3 facts about myself, and you have to figure out which one is false, the barista said. Here are the facts. I have 7 brothers. I hate Nirvana. I'm actually an artist. Can you help Barbara out? Which fact do you think is false? It's the second one. For starters, the barista is wearing a Nirvana t-shirt, and his phone's lock screen is a picture of the band. He definitely likes Nirvana. Hannah ran into 3 random women in the parking lot. She immediately noticed something was off and spotted that one of the ladies was actually a vampire. Take a look at the image. Can you guess who the vampire is? It's the third woman on the right. If you look closely, her teeth are pretty pointy. Plus, I'm almost sure that the red stain on her shirt isn't red paint, if you know what I mean. Susie was alone in her research lab, trying to build a time machine. She connected a red string here and a blue one right there. And boom! A time-bending portal opened up. She wasn't so sure where it would take her, but she decided to go through it anyway. Once she passed through the portal, she arrived in an empty field where she found a talking bear. She asked him where she was and what year they were in. But the bear said he would only answer her question if she got his riddle correct. The riddle went like this. I turn polar bears white, and I will make you cry. I make celebrities look stupid, and normal people look like celebrities. I turn pancakes brown. If you squeeze me, I'll pop. If you look at me, you'll pop. What am I? It took her a while, but Susie got it right. Do you have any idea what she answered? She said time. Mia was a student at the Witches Academy. She was specializing in ghost activity to protect humans from these spooky creatures. For one of her finals, she had to find a ghost inside the haunted barn just outside the school. The barn had a room filled with mirrors, and once she went inside, her internal ghost sensor started to give strong signs there was a ghost in the room. Take a look at the mirrors. They all reflect Mia's image, but the ghost is hiding inside one. Can you tell which one? Take a look at the third mirror. Mia is wearing her smartwatch, but her reflection in the mirror isn't. This must be the ghost pretending to be her. Way to go, Mia, for busting yet another ghost. Belly was a straight-A student, and for a school assignment, she had to come up with a riddle so difficult, almost nobody would be able to solve it. She spent a week developing it, and on Monday, she shared it with her peers. She gathered 100 students and gave them a number between 1 and 100. Each student was instructed to go inside a classroom that had exactly 100 boxes, randomly numbered between 1 and 100. Inside each box, there was a slip of paper, also containing a random number between 1 and 100. The students needed to enter the classroom on their own and find the box that contained the slip of paper with their own number on it. But to do so, students were only allowed to open a maximum of 50 boxes. They were instructed to leave the room exactly as they found it, and they weren't allowed to communicate with any other student once they left the room. If all of the students were able to find their number on the slips of paper inside the boxes, they would each win a $100 prize. But if even one of them wasn't able to find their number, then none of them would win the prize. Can you figure out what's the best strategy for all of the students to find their numbers and win the prize? Belly's riddle sure isn't obvious, but let's check out how it could work. If each student searched for their numbers randomly, they would each have a 50% chance of finding the box with their number inside. This is so because there were 100 boxes and they were allowed to look inside 50 of them. However, the probability of all of them finding their own number following this random strategy is absurdly small. So, to increase their chances of collectively finding their numbers, they would need a better strategy. The students could use something called the loop strategy. Once entering the classroom, they should go directly towards the box that had their number on top of it. The number inside probably wouldn't be their number, but that's okay. They should check the number inside of the box and go look for the box with that same number on top of it. And so on and so forth. They should keep doing this until they find the slip with their number on it. This strategy guarantees that 31% of the time, all students will be able to find their number and win the prize. It's not a huge probability, but hey, blame it on Belly.
That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.